The 2025 Florida Mullet Run just exploded at Sebastian Inlet. Spanish mackerel have been everywhere, and the bite has been wild. On the North Jetty, 5 to 6 anglers landed mackerel, up to 15 inches during the incoming tide of the Mullet Run, using live greenies, white jigs, and gotcha lures. On Tuesday morning, I chatted with 2 anglers who reported seeing 2 redfish caught at the tip of the jetty on the outgoing tide. But that was about it for notable action. Overall, fishing has quieted down amid murky water conditions. So far, the outgoing tide hasn't yielded much fishing success, so plan your inlet trips to coincide with the incoming tide for better chances. Wayne Landry, known as the Snook Man, said mackerel were the stars of the show all weekend at the inlet. He also noted the northeast winds dropped the water temperature to about 83 degrees. As the water cools, expect the action to heat up. Don't miss it. Some anglers caught a few undersized pompano and a handful of whiting using cut shrimp. However, due to recent rain runoff from the St. Sebastian River, the water is currently black and murky. This condition is likely to persist throughout the week, as additional rainfall is in the forecast. And now let's move to the South Jetty. Here's what's really happening. The only worthwhile catches were 2 keeper snook caught right at the tip during the incoming tide, using live pinfish and pigfish. The water is filthy and waves are crashing hard on the rocks where people normally fish. Not much else going on except for the usual puffers and catfish hitting dead shrimp on the outgoing tide. Now for the T-Dock area. The water is murky here too, and there are not many anglers present. Bait fish are everywhere, but there are no sign of anything chasing them. Now for surf fishing. It's been a total disaster with the high, dirty waves, seaweed, and those rip currents making it impossible to even try. Nothing worth mentioning from the surf. Expect high tides in the early morning hours and late afternoons, and low tides around late morning and at night. Many anglers have asked about the duration of the Mullet Run, and rest assured we're still in its early stages. This annual migration typically extends through October. Want more? Sign up for my newsletter for exclusive Mullet Run updates. I've provided a link in the video description below. If you're planning your next fishing trip, here's what you need to know. Expect highs in the mid-80s, overnight lows in the mid-70s. A 50 to 60% chance of rain later in the week. Winds are blowing 10 to 15 miles per hour out of the northeast, with gusts up to 20 miles per hour by Thursday and Friday. And as a reminder, please properly dispose of your monofilament fishing line and the recycling containers provided by Coastal Connections. Will the snook show up in numbers next week? Hit subscribe so you don't miss out. Drop your best catch or your wildest mullet run story in the comments below. I read every one of them. Thanks for watching. I'm Andy Hodges.